So Chris Jericho, during his podcast, Talk is Jericho, revealed that TNT had a problem with the surprise reveal of Sting. Now, this is what he said. When Sting was a surprise, TNT was like, don't do that again. That's why Paul White was announced on social media, because TNT said, we don't want surprises. We want to take advantage of the ratings. We had a big surprise, a big announcement, and we used the big announcement to announce the next big surprise. I think that's one of the reasons, too, to spread it out a little, Jericho said. And while I completely and utterly respect and love the wrestling mind of Chris Jericho, I think that's dumb, and I don't think it's a good look. Social media has ruined a lot of things, and one of those things that it has ruined is professional wrestling. It's not like the days of old where you could have a surprise reveal and it completely shocked the world. People would say, man, you should have watched Raw last night. You should have watched Nitro last night. You should have watched Dynamite last night. You should have watched NXT last night. You know, whatever the show was, it made you talk about it the next day at the water cooler, at the lockers, or wherever you were, and say, man, you should have saw it. You know, it's really the big reason why a lot of big reveals flopped in WWE. You all remember when the night after Mania, Brock Lesnar came back, and while there was pop, it wasn't the pop that it could have been, because social media it leaked everything out. Everyone already knew about it. It's the reason why the Sting reveal was so big and it was so organic, because we just saw it. We didn't know about it. We didn't know it was going to happen. We heard rumors, but we didn't really know for sure. And I think that's why it was amazing. But, you know, I feel like TNT has it wrong. You know, they should want to have the big reveal and not announce it on social media first. The fact that, you know, it's kind of like this. You watch a wrestling show and you do things like this, and it makes the fan believe, okay, if I don't watch this show, I'm going to miss something. Whereas if you announce it on social media, the fan already knows, and like, oh, that's cool. I saw it on social media. I don't need to watch the program now because I already know about it. I don't know. That's just me and how I think. I'm old school in that way. What do you guys think? Ladies and gentlemen, blurs and nerds, freaks and geeks, this is Do You Speak Geek, episode 72. Welcome everyone. This is Do You Speak Geek. I am your host, Nix. Thank you all for joining me. If you are here for the first time, welcome. And if you are an avid listener, welcome back. This is Do You Speak Geek, the place where we give you the latest and greatest in geek news within the geek and nerd realm. Ah, man, it's been a great week. I will say that. Yeah. Good week all the way around. Shout out to Spreaker. That is the home team. If you are listening to the podcast, we would like you to listen there. But if not, we have several other outlets. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, Audible, Spotify. We are everywhere. So please be sure to, while you are there, subscribe and like the podcast. It definitely is appreciated by your boy. DoYouSpeakGeek.com, the place where you can find everything DYSG, from the blogs to the photos to the merch. So please be sure to hit up DoYouSpeakGeek.com. And while you're there, cop a t-shirt. All right. Follow us on social media, Facebook at DYSGFB, Twitter at DYSG_tweets, and on Instagram at DoYouSpeakGeek. YouTube is the only place where you can see the Dono and Daddy Show. We recently dropped a new episode of First Friday Fights. It was the big clash between Darkseid and Thanos. And trust me, people, it is close. So while you are there, Hulk, smash that subscribe. Detroit, smash that like, and ring that bell for all notifications. Leave those comments. We want to know what you guys think. No really big news this week, but we got a lot of news this week. So we're going to jump into it with my favorite portion of the show, Source Wall.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
Behold the Source Wall.
Can you read, my son?
Well, that depends.
There is nothing wrong with reading a story and looking at the pictures.
Enough said, Stan. Let's jump right into it. The pull list this week: The Flash 768. The retirement of Wally West begins. After the event spanning from DC Universe Rebirth to Heroes in Crisis to Dark Knights Death Metal, the former Kid Flash decides to call it quits. But the current Flash needs his former partner now more than ever. As the fallout from Infinity Frontier hits the Flash, Barry Allen and Wally West must confront the past by way of a Justice League led by Green Arrow. This is a dope book. Wally West is probably a lot of people's favorite Flash, so you may want to read this one. It's pretty good. Power Rangers Unlimited, Heir to Darkness #1. Astronema is one of the most powerful Power Ranger villains ever, and her true origin is revealed for the first time in a one-shot directly connected to the events of Mighty Morphin and Power Rangers. Before she became a Power Ranger, a young girl named Corone was kidnapped by bounty hunters and brainwashed into the assassin known as Astronema by two of the greatest threats in the galaxy, Dark Spectre and Ecliptor. But what is Dark Spectre's true plan? And what does it mean for the new Mighty Morphin and Power Ranger teams? Check this one out. It is definitely a good look. Of course, you know I love Power Rangers in the comics. I wouldn't steer you wrong. Check this one out. Spawn 316. No, not Austin 316. Chain Gang Part 3. A new mission and a new team. She-Spawn, Gunslinger Spawn, Medieval Spawn, and the Reaper. Y'all, I'm telling you, if you are not reading Spawn, what are you doing with your life? You are losing. Seriously, read Spawn. The Source Wall Wednesday pick of the week: The Other History of the DC Universe #3. 1983, Japan. Tatsu Yamashira's life has been taken from her. Her home, her children, her husband are all gone. With nothing left but a burning pain and the sword that stole her family from her, Tatsu begins a long journey of healing, self-discovery, agency, and rebirth. This is the story of Tatsu Yamashiro, the woman known to many as Katana, a hero who became more than the world ever intended for her, ultimately making a family of like-minded outsiders who rallied together for the common good amidst xenophobia and oppression. This series is good, y'all. Trust me. Like, if you want to read some good stuff, John Ridley has been doing his thing, so please check this series out. Indeed, check it out. And finally, we have Silk #1. By day, Sydney Moon is an intrepid reporter for the upstart new media empire Threads and Menaces under her old boss, J. Jonah Jameson. By night, she's Silk, a crime-fighting superhero. But those worlds are about to collide as an investigation into a series of gangland murders puts Silk and everyone she loves in danger. Who is this powerful new player in New York's underworld? Where did she come from? And what is she doing with that strange cat demon? It will take all of Sydney's prowess as a reporter and hero to find the answers and stay alive. Good book, y'all. Trust me, this is one you will definitely love to read. New arc in Silk, so check that out. In Source Wall news, DC Comics is asking fans to vote on various pitches to determine new series. Now, with Future State officially in the books and Infinite Frontier now underway, DC Comics has quite a lot of fans excited about the new books in the future. The publisher has a number of ongoing series, miniseries, and graphic novels on the horizon, and it looks like fans like you and I will soon get an opportunity to help choose one of those. This past Wednesday, DC announced its first ever round robin bracket, which will allow fans to vote on potential series from a number of pitches. While creative teams of none of these series have been announced, actually, the series in question is expected to be published later this year. The bracket represents a wide array of DC Comics' arsenal of heroes and villains, from household names to obscure characters and everyone in between. Now, in order to participate in the vote, fans just need to select their favorite series in a number of head-to-head matchups on Twitter. So you can check out those initial lineups at dccomics.com, also on Twitter at DC's handle. A lot of those are winners. Some of those are like, why is this a book? But I definitely have done my share of voting, so please do the same. Let's watch this.
Watch this, y'all. Thunder.
Lannister always pays his debts.
Whoa, dude. I am the villain of the story.
All right, people, for your TV and movie news, the Obi-Wan Kenobi series has revealed its full cast and announces production start time. The upcoming Obi-Wan Kenobi Star Wars show's full cast has been revealed, along with the show's production start time. The series stars Ewan McGregor as the Jedi Master he played in the Star Wars prequel trilogy, continuing the story of Old Ben into the Galactic Empire era, taking place 10 years after Obi-Wan's dramatic duel with his former Padawan, Anakin Skywalker, in Revenge of the Sith. Hayden Christensen also returns in the series, not as Anakin Skywalker, but as Darth Vader, Lord of the Sith, who Anakin became after his fall to the dark side of the Force. The series will start filming in April. The series will star not only Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen. You will have Moses Ingram, Joel Edgerton, Bonnie Pieces, Kumali Najina, I butchered that name, Indira Varma, Rupert Friend, O'Shea Jackson Jr., Sung Kang, Simone Kessel, and Benny Safdie. Deborah Chow, who directed 2 episodes of The Mandarin, directs this special event series. Definitely looking forward to this. We get some Vader. Oh, yes. Let's go. Can't wait for this series. It's going to be amazing. Can't wait. Black Adam new poster confirms the 2022 release date. Now, with Warner Brothers announcing that Black Adam will hit cinemas in 2022 on July 29th, no further information was released regarding this long gestating Dwayne Johnson project, though Warner Brothers teased the hierarchy of the power of DC Universe is about to change. The announcement only highlights that fans should expect Black Adam only in theaters, which would seem to indicate Warner Brothers does intend to eventually put the pin on its simultaneous HBO Max releases and return to a traditional cinema-only approach. In December of 2020, Warner Bros. Announced that all 17 of its theatrical releases will be coming to HBO Max as well as theaters. Now, by 2022, I definitely can see that these movies will be officially in theaters. I mean, if things are continuing to trend the way they are with this coronavirus and people getting vaccinated and the numbers are starting to slowly but surely die down as far as cases and especially deaths, I don't see why next summer we shouldn't be back to normal and in theaters. So yeah, good look for Black Adam. Now, good look for Black Adam, but not so much one for the New Gods and Aquaman the Trench movie. That's got the can. It's been canceled. Ava DuVernay's New Gods and James Wan's Aquaman spinoff The Trench are officially canceled at Warner Brothers. Now, me personally, I'm upset about New Gods because, I love Ava DuVernay and everything she does. But The Trench, yeah, that That should never been even made in the first place. That shouldn't have even been an idea. I mean, who wanted to see that? Who asked for this? As part of our DC's slate, some legacy development titles, including New Gods and The Trench, will not be moving forward. Warner Brothers and DC said in a statement to The Hollywood Reporter, "We thank our partners Ava DuVernay, Tom King, James Wan, and Peter Sandra for their time and collaboration during the process and look forward to our continued partnership with them on other DC stories. While the projects are being frozen for now, The Hollywood Reporter sources indicate that DC Films and Warner Brothers are leaving the door open for future adaptations. DC and Warner Brothers reportedly felt the two films did not fit in DC's next few years of superhero entries and preferred to not leave the production teams in limbo." DuVernay, sorry, I've been saying her name the whole time. It's not DuVernay, it's DuVernay. DuVernay was originally brought on to collaborate with comic book writer Tom King on New Gods, a cast of superpower individuals who emerged after the destruction of the classical gods. But it's okay. It's cool. The Trench, yeah, cancel that all day. New Gods, I was looking forward to that. However, Miss DuVernay is not done. Herself and Jill Blankenship are moving forward with their pilot for Naomi on the CW. And along with that new pilot, they have now a full cast with 6 members, including Barry Watson, who will play Greg, Naomi's adoptive father, Mary Charles Jones, who will play Annabelle, Naomi's fiercely loyal classmate and best friend, Adian Jim Jacob, who will play Annabelle's sweet, shy, and slightly nerdy boyfriend, Muzama Makar Jennifer, who will play Naomi's adoptive mother, Will Myers Anthony, a handsome teen and proud townie who has a crush on Naomi, and Danielle Pugh Nathan, a high school jock who dated Naomi before she ended things. Naomi has also brought on Queen Sugar and Ozark director Amanda Marsalis to helm and co-executive produce the pilot, who has also worked on Westworld, Umbrella Academy, and more. The new additions join Casey Wallfall, who will play the lead role in the series. Camila Marino, Alexandra Reith, and Cranston Johnson will also be a part of the series. I'm looking forward to this. This is going to be amazing. The comic, while some people probably aren't even aware that it exists, it's a dope little series. Black Girl Magic, she has powers. She was part of Young Justice. I think this is going to be dope. Incredibly dope. Let's hop into Thumb Life.
Peace, love, and video games!
That sound like Donkey Kong.
That man is playing Galaga.
All right, gamers. Not a lot of gaming news this week, but we got a couple of stories here. Let's talk about the PlayStation Store being shut down. Not the one for the console that's out now. Sony has confirmed that it'll be shutting down the PlayStation Store for PlayStation 3 and PSP on July 2nd, 2021, and the PSN Store for the Vita on August 27th. This, according to an email sent out to PlayStation customers. According to PlayStation Support Blog, customers will still be able to re-download and play previously purchased games on video and still redeem games on PlayStation Plus vouchers. However, PS3, Vita, and PSP purchases will cease, and players can no longer make in-game purchases or redeem PSN wallet funds on PS3, Vita, and PSP once the stores close. Owned content will be accessible through the download list on respective devices, but given the new deadlines, if anyone wants a game for the PS3, Vita, or PSP that they do not currently own, then players will need to purchase those titles before July and August shutdown dates. So, for those of you all still playing legacy Sony devices, you better hop on that before those games are gone. And we also have a delay for Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. It has been delayed past its spring 2021 release, and TT Games promises to provide update launch times as soon as possible. TT Games shared the news on Twitter, saying, "All of us at TT Games are working hard to make LEGO Star Wars Skywalker Saga the biggest and best LEGO game ever. But we're going to need more time to do it. We won't be able to make our intended spring release date, but we will provide updated launch timing as soon as possible." At this point, it's the norm. I mean, with DLC and even whole games now being delayed because of COVID, gamers need to just be patient. I mean, games are just going to get delayed. I really do think that this is also a big reason why Avengers is the way it is. You know, games are just going to get delayed. LEGO Star Wars Skywalker Saga is no different. Take your time, people. Make the great game. We don't want a Cyberpunk 2077 situation again. Now, let's speak technical for a moment.
Technically speaking,
Your technological advancements.
1.21 gigawatts!
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
Now, technically speaking, YouTube is testing the removal of dislike numbers. Now, they're not going to be removing the dislike button, just the numbers. YouTube is experimenting with the removal of the display of dislike numbers on videos. Announced on YouTube's Twitter account, the video platform explained the experiment is a response to creator feedback. Specifically, the tweet cites that the well-being of creators, as well as targeted dislike campaigns used to harass some creators. With the dislike count not being publicly displayed beneath the video, creators will still be able to see the exact number of dislikes in YouTube Studio, the system's back-end tool. This means that user feedback will still be provided to those that need it, but any negatives that may come from the number being publicly visible may be negated. So, for all you trolls out there who just like to dislike videos, no one's going to care anymore because those numbers won't be visible to anyone but the creator. And that's fine. I think that's how it should be anyway. Good look, YouTube. Good look. Now, we're about to hop into a brand new segment here on Do You Speak Geek? Ladies and gentlemen, let's mark out.
so what you gonna do?
Goodbye and good night. Bang!
All right, people. NXT moves to Tuesday night. Now, this is from a Deadline report. Extending a long-term relationship with the WWE, NBC Universal's USA Network has set a multi-year extension of NXT. The live weekly 2-hour show will shift from Wednesday night to Tuesday starting April 13th, which is after WrestleMania. We are incredibly proud of our 3-decade partnership with WWE, and in extending USA's NXT deal, we are further establishing our portfolio as an unrivaled home for quality WWE content, said Francis Berwick, chairman and entertainment networks of NBC Universal. He said quality WWE content. Yeah, okay. By transitioning NXT to a Tuesday time slot where WWE has performed well in the past, we are giving our passionate fan base more of what they love with back-to-back nights of exhilarating live programming. Now, you all know what this means. This just means that, hey, we've been getting our ass kicked for the past few months by AEW Dynamite. We're going to move to a new night where we can actually get our true ratings, which is a smart thing to do. Not only will it be better ratings for NXT, there'll also be better ratings for AEW Dynamite as well too. So, this is how it should have been anyway from the jump. I mean, yeah, it was great to see the Wednesday Night Wars. Yeah, awesome, but it only makes both shows suffer. So, this is better all around for everyone. And the last thing we got, people, this is a big story. This is ooh. Stone Cold Steve Austin's Broken Skull Sessions just produced one of its biggest interviews thus far with Randy Orton. And it's been on quite a run with stellar interviews with Bayley, Sasha Banks, Drew McIntyre, and even more. Stone Cold is bringing one of the biggest names, not only in WWE, but also AEW to the show, as Chris Jericho is going to be the next guest, and it will take place on Peacock right after the second night of WrestleMania next Sunday. This will be the first time Jericho's been on WWE programming since his move to AEW, and Stone Cold couldn't be more thrilled to have it be on his show. Quote, saying, having someone on there from a WWE show, especially the caliber of Chris Jericho, is pretty damn cool. Chris spent almost 20 years in WWE. When you talk about one of the best runs in history of the business, Jericho's name is going to come up. Now, a lot of fans are wondering if they're going to talk about AEW. I feel like it'll be the biggest elephant in the room to try to ignore. With Chris Jericho's pull no punches kind of attitude when it comes to the wrestling business, and Stone Cold being who he is as well too, I don't think they'll have a choice but to talk about AEW. And if this is any indication where there's some sort of a peace, or maybe even in the distant future, a partnership or a camaraderie between AEW and WWE, I am all for it. Well, people, that has been the show. And as usual, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you all for listening. Please, please, please follow the content, subscribe to the content, like the content. Let your boy know what you think about that content. Visit the website, doyouspeakgeek.com. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Check out the YouTube channel. Subscribe, like there as well. As always, people, live to play to win, win to live. I speak geek. Do you speak geek?